Good morning, beautiful people. Hold on a second here. There we go. Now you can see me a little bit better. Well, we just learned a lesson today is that when it's 90 degrees at 10 in the morning, you probably should not be shooting sporting clays. It's time to go to the house and to go to bed and go take a shower or something. I hope everyone's doing well. Won't be on too long this morning. So for those of you coming a little later, no sweat. It's just wanted to do a good morning on a Saturday. It is now 10:26 actually, shit. So we had a few new shooters today, and I just went up the wrong road. I done fucked up here. Hold on. I'm in dirt roads right now at this skeet area. And that kind of looks... You're going to watch me get stuck on a live stream in my truck. That would be funny as shit. All right. Nope, didn't get stuck. All right. Hey, good morning, Coffee. So, yeah, it turned 90 degrees at 10 a.m. in my part of Texas. We're slated to go to 110 thermometer temperature, but we got rain, so it's humid. So I'm expecting a heat index of 115 to 117. That's just my opinion. Hey, KP. So I took the zombie shotgun to a skeet shoot. It was just a practice round. We had two new shooters. We were shooting 20s and 12 gauge, depending on who the shooter was. We had a few folks. We had a couple of ladies there that were smaller gals. One actually liked the 12 gauge. She said it beat her up more, but she had more control over it, which I could understand. The other shooter was like, hell no, give me the little 20, and she was happy with that. And then, of course, being me, I brought a tactical 12 just to run some rounds through it, and that was fun. I actually shot better with the combat 12 gauge than I did with my over-under this morning, which was kind of weird. But, hey, what's up, Joe? Shorty, Mimi, hello. I got a little bit of glare on the screen, so if I don't say hi to you, it's not that I'm ignoring you. I'm kind of cruising down the road. But the way the sun's sitting, I kind of see the screen, but not really. Yeah, folks, now's a great time. Like I said in my my last live, now's a great time to check your gear, plug in your equipment, try it out in the heat. If you do walk, don't do anything that'll get you sick, but throw on your get-home bag and walk around your neighborhood for half an hour, and see how you do. It's not a party until Wolfgang runs amok. Well, somebody has to run amok. So for the record, some of the people who showed up this morning were younger than me, much younger than me, and they clearly partied all night. And they did not look good. They showed up, they looked like the color of construction paper. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm like, are you all right? Because you probably shouldn't be out here in the heat. And they're like, no, I got to sweat it out. So they drank a bunch of water, and they were troopers. They shot, and then I think they're going to go home and crash. There is a semi across the road. Did you fucker, if you got stuck in the middle of this dirt road and I'm now stuck here, I'm going to lose my shit. Seriously, dude. You're going the wrong. You're gonna go in the ditch. Oh, now he tells me to go. I think he just realized he's in trouble. He made enough room for the rest of us to go by, and then he flashed his lights. He's like, "Yeah, I'm clearly having an issue here." No, he's on the phone. They gave him bad directions. So that truck I just passed is probably carrying about 5 tons of steel pipe for a drilling rig. Clearly has made a mistake because there's no rig up this road. And he can't turn around. There's no turnaround either, so I think he's screwed. Man, that sucks. So, yeah, folks, now's a great time. If you're going to go shoot anything, do it in the morning. Hey, Caribbean House, hello. Who else? Wolfgang is in there. Who else is in here? KP. The Watchman, hey. Did I miss anyone? Hey, Joe, I've already done my adulting today. Too much pain to do anything else. No. So, oh, Joe, they are having a gun show again out here, the Biggle Run. So if I see anything of interest, I will text those of you who have already expressed interest in such things. I will do price checks too. They won't let us film in there or take pictures. One, for security reasons apparently, and two, because I think the certain agencies like to poke people, and they don't want to be poked, so they're like, yeah, just don't take pictures. But yeah, I'm gonna head there, and then there's a pop-up market. I'm gonna try and do everything before it turns, 110, 115 degrees. Stocks and things could tumble what? Tomorrow, better get some weekend shopping done. Yeah. Definitely. Not Silicon Valley Bank, they went under. First Republic, who was also in trouble, got bought out by JP Morgan. I actually had some of their stock that I bought at $10. It's now like under $1. But I know people who bought it. I don't know why they didn't do their homework at $200 a share, and now it's under $1, and they lost their ass. And to me, part of the reason I did it the way I did, I knew it was going to go down a little bit. I was going to write it off as a tax loss, which I can do for a couple of grand. So I think the powers that be deliberately don't tell us how things work so that we can't take advantage of them, but of the system that they've created. But if you take time to research it, you start understanding the games they play, and then you mimic the successful ones, except for that idiot on TV who keeps telling people to buy stocks that crash. And hell, he may be doing that on purpose. So Russia, yes, to your point, Russia, and I was waiting for that. So the Wagner Group is apparently a very potent political force, and without them, any kind of resistance would be futile. But the Wagner Group has former KGB in it. It's basically like what they called it, Blackwater or whatever that paramilitary group, the PMCs, professional military contractors. But Russia screwed them, because Wagner was trying to take Bakhmut, which was a pointless thing to do. Bakhmut had no strategic value. And then they didn't get them enough ammunition. And those guys got shredded a bit, and they were pissed. And apparently, Russia accidentally fired artillery or rockets on a Wagner position. And the Wagner leadership has lost their shit. So I'm interested to see. I do have friends who are from Russia that are here, that got run out of the old USSR, who will probably be very honest with me about what they think's going on. But clearly something's not right. And I've had one person whose family came from Russia that I know, who said, I would not be surprised if they break apart into two parts. He didn't specify how, but he said I could see it happening, that the country would destabilize with this war in Ukraine. So we'll see. We got to keep our eye on that. The other thing to be aware of, which scares me, is if you have different sects of the military fighting with each other, who has controls of the nukes? Who has controls of things that could escalate with NATO? Who's to say that somebody won't go, hey, you know what? I'm going to go pop a nuke on Lithuania just to provoke NATO, to get everyone's mind off the fact that we have a revolution starting in our own country. That kind of stuff scares me, because it's been done in the past. But not much we can do. But to Watchman's point, yes, that's going to mess with the markets big time. And then somebody just, I think it was Wolfgang, China is trying to get bases in Venezuela and Cuba. And I'm not a fan of China being that close. I'm sure they're not happy about us being in Japan. So let's see how that one works out. But in any case, folks, now's a good time. in light of all this stuff, make sure you're do an inventory this weekend. Don't panic, just systemically go through your stuff. If you have any little gaps to fill, now's a great time to do it. If you have any learning you need to do while the internet's working relatively well for most people, pull up those classes, download those books, whatever you have to do. It doesn't hurt to print stuff out from a PDF to paper if you have enough paper and a good printer, because the hard copies don't need to be charged up. Hey, my mother Spark. And anyone I missed in the chat, I'm driving behind a convoy of trucks and I have glare on my phone screen, so I cannot see everything going on in the chat. But yeah, folks, now's a great time. It's a great weekend to do that kind of stuff now. That airplane is way fucking low. Like, the airport's in the other direction. Okay, that's kind of freaking me out. I've never seen a plane that low off the airport. You're going to watch me four-wheel into the dirt if this thing starts coming down. I am not in the mood to have a 737 land on me today. That's just not on my list of things. That and blowing up in a submarine. Imploding in a sub? Nope, not interested in that either. As an engineer, you know how things break, and I want no part of that. Crashing a plane, getting landed on, blowing up in a submarine, nope, or imploding. God, that's the one consolation, those knuckleheads that went down in that sub, is it was over quickly. There's no way. There's one physicist who calculated that it took 3 milliseconds or something like that for that sub to collapse once it failed. And he said a human athlete will react in 50 milliseconds to a ball thrown at them. So it's like your brain doesn't even compute what's happening. It's just boom, and away they go. So, I feel bad for the families. That kind of sucks. But, y'all, things are destabilizing, and it's weird destabilization. And my fear is, with all the economics, revolts, revolutions, riots, I could see a government saying, I need to distract the people from all this shit, so let me go pick a fight with someone. If you read 1984, they reference War is Peace. And if you haven't read that book, essentially what they're referring to is, if your nation is at war, they're focused on the war, they're not focused on the problems they're dealing with at home. Because we're listening to the media with our little wiggle eyes, the Pikachu eyes, sitting there staring at the abyss. And peace is war, is what that reference is. So when your nation's at peace, people start fighting with each other. And it'll be interesting to see how the next few months break out. It's going to be interesting. And to the Watchman's point, the Wagner Group is powerful. They have friends, they have money, and they have people, they have weapons. So we'll see how that goes, y'all. But look, this is a great weekend. Everyone's saying it. Do an inventory. If you got any little holes to fill that you can do on budget, that's a great time to do it. If you want to get some practice in clay shooting, I just taught 2 new people how to shoot shotguns. That's probably the most basic self-defense firearm one can own. I feel they learned a lot, and they were hitting clay as they weren't doing too well, but that wasn't the point. I wanted them to be competent and safe, and I accomplished that goal. I think one young lady is going to go shopping for a shotgun now because she had a real kick out of that. So, and I was co-workers and colleagues. It was a mixed group of people, so the guys were really helpful, and the more experienced shooters, the men and women, were instructing the new ones. We're keeping an eye on them so nobody, flagged anybody with a loaded shotgun. So, yeah, folks, now's a great time. Do your inventory, check your gear, try it out. If it's hot or very cold where you are, throw on a backpack and walk in the weather and see how your body reacts. Because I know if I'm walking in anything over 100 degrees, after about 20 minutes, my pulse rate will go up way faster than it would on a cold day, doing the exact same thing because my body's trying to keep cool. These are important things to understand how your body's reacting to these environments. So, but folks, I'm gonna have to cut this one a little bit short. I just wanted to say good morning to everyone. Remind you guys and girls, get some stuff done. Inventory, watch the news, and be careful what's going on. MMS, yeah, okay, I was about to ask. She will be on later. I don't know if Prepping by Faith comes on later tonight or tomorrow. I can't remember. Lucky Dame usually comes on Sundays, unless she gets a wild hair and comes on Saturday, but I think she works Saturdays. So, yeah, she did know I was going to ask her. But folks, a Virginia Bushcrafter, hello, I didn't see you there. Take some time, look through your stuff, pray for anybody who's in harm's way, because I'm sure there are a lot of innocent families that are going to suffer right now. And let's just hope, let's just make yourselves and the people you love as ready as you can for any possible hardship. That's all we can do. And till next time, you guys stay safe and be careful out there. And anybody who's looking for ammo price checks, you can send me an email later. I'll try and see what I find. But you guys be good, be careful.